Hey everyone, welcome to part 15, the final part of having a baby via surrogacy. This is the part where I'll go through the final legal proceedings and the parental order and what goes into that evidence pack that you're going to need. But before I get stuck into that, because this is the final part of the having a baby bit, there will be sporadic videos moving forwards on useful content, such as this. So I would like you to take this moment, please, to click subscribe and get notifications so you know when they arrive. That would be really good and helpful. Please. You done it? Cool. Let's move on. Right, so we're part 15. Parental order stuff. So you'll know from previous videos we have applied for a parental order and there was a long wait. We put the initial paperwork into the local courts in December. In January, we got notification of a date for a hearing, and the hearing was in May. So at this stage, although you will not be able to know from watching the videos, our little baby Karen is now over 6 months old, and we went off to court a little while back. I think next step, I'm going to pass you over to me from the day before our court appearance, and me, can tell you exactly what was in the evidence pack that was submitted, that the judge, legislation people, CAFCASS, all of the official people went through in order to, hopefully, fingers crossed, grant the parental order. Spoiler alert, it worked. All right, see you in a sec. Thanks, future me. Hope it went well. Yeesh, there's a thought. So I thought I would just go through the pack of information which we gave to the court, the CAFCASS lady, in advance of our parental order hearing, which is in the morning. Eek. So, information. There's actually a fair chunk. So, what we have included in there is, to start off with, covering up the case reference numbers. It is a timeline of all of the stuff that our journey included. So that's when Michael and I started looking into surrogacy, when we joined Surrogacy UK, when we met Alex, when we went for our first, second, third transfers, and like details of every date and the process and how long it's all taken. That's quite an eye-opening experience, just putting it all out on paper, and bullet point wise, I think it took me 1.5 pages of A4s just to sum up this 4.5 year journey. So a timeline is one element. Then there is CAFCASS police information sharing forms, which will have details for both you and your other half. The forms will come from CAFCASS, so that'll be easy enough to fill out. It's pretty simple. We then included a copy of our Surrogacy UK agreement form. So there's a copy of the whole lot, and that includes the signed pages. So they had all of that. Now, one of the main important things that they're trying to do in this court proceeding is make sure that you haven't paid money and that the surrogate has profited from this arrangement. So there's then details about finances. So we do have invoices from our original egg donor place. We have more invoices from the egg donor place. We have a list of accounts from our clinic because there was, oh look, it goes on 2 pages and a third. These are all the costs from our egg donor clinic and the fertilization and the creation of the embryos and we've got the money that we've given Surrogacy UK written out. We've got, what else have we got? Copies of our passports, just to prove who we are, and a copy of the birth certificate that Karen got when she was born, and with the original details on it too. So there'll be an opening letter to that, which will contain a list of all the attachments. But in effect, it's the whole process of what you've done. It's proof of who you are, it's proof of your surrogacy arrangement, and it is proof of all of the expenses that you've paid, from the surrogate to the agencies, egg donors if there is one, and all of that jazz, money related. They will then go to the surrogate. I will have a separate conversation with her, and she will then supply information on how that money was spent. We don't see that at this point, possibly ever. So they will then balance, this is the money that she's received and this is how it's been spent. Make sense? Right. So we are off to our parental order in the morning. Everyone says it's a formality. Everyone's been really nice. The CAFCASS lady has basically said most of her job involves ripping families apart. So this is actually a wonderful thing to be doing. Hopefully we'll be in and out reasonably quickly. But of course you never know. And I put the information together. So eek. Hopefully it's all good. I guess we'll find out for you in just a few seconds. Wow, we were in and out in minutes. The magistrate lady went through the paperwork. She went through the report that the CAFCASS lady had left us. The CAFCASS lady was with us, and she said, based on all the criteria being met, that the parental order would be granted without any problems, and there was a touche of emotion that came out of all of us, including the CAFCASS lady, which was sweet. And that's it. Like, job done. Mostly, sort of. Yes, it's legal now. We have the parental order. But there's still one thing left that we have to do, which I think has surprised us all. We need to get the birth certificate changed, because it's still obviously got the old details on, and we want to get Karen's passport sorted. So there is one final part now, really, to kind of like tie everything off nicely, if you like, and that is to sort out the birth certificate. So in order to do that, we have to wait for the parental order to arrive. We get a copy of it sent to us, and then we have to take that and the original birth certificate along, book an appointment with a registrar, and they will then use that information to update and replace the birth certificate. I don't know how long that will take, probably a few more weeks, and I'm not sure how much detail you're going to need on that other than what I've just said. So I reckon back to me to round off this report. Thanks, me. Yeah, so in all, in and out of the courtroom in maybe a minute, maybe two, possibly, and most of that was actually taking the photo and getting us all lined up, which was a relief. Does it feel different? I didn't think it would, but once the parental order has been granted, I guess there is like a looming shadow or weight that is lifted afterwards, I think. Up until that point, so what's this, 4.5 years on, there's always been these question marks that something could still happen, and all of those question marks have now gone. So yes, for me personally, after the parental order, a weight was lifted. Now, the week following that, we got a lovely letter from CAFCASS. They are, if you remember, the court and family welfare type people. Can't remember the acronym. That will be going in a memory book that is basically a lovely note from our CAFCASS officer saying who she was, why she was involved in life, and the reasons she was so welcomed here and why she thought there was no issues, etc. It's a lovely letter, and we're putting that in her box. Then the week after that, so 2 weeks after the court appearance, we got our parental order. Was it what we were expecting? I don't know what I was expecting, but it isn't like an official document. So firstly, in the parental order that turned up, we got an old copy of the original birth certificate, so you do get that back. And secondly, it is literally a letter with, what do I need to cover up? It's just some details on a letter, basically. And that is the parental order. And it announces all the correct details. So it's got on there exactly the name of our child, where she was born, and who the two applicants are. So parent 1 and parent 2. Never mind the fact that one of those applicants was actually on the original birth certificate. The two applicants are Michael and myself, so the two parents. Address details, and then it says the court has directed the Registrar General to enter these details and basically to amend the birth certificate. So whereas I thought we had to go and book an appointment with the registrar ourselves, that is actually done automatically. It is said that that will happen within 4 weeks. Now, I've spoken to the court and I've tried to find out if you get a new birth certificate number or if it's just the same one. Reasons for asking, twofold. It means that we could get started on some admin with passports, and they ask for a registration number, birth certificate number, excuse me. And also the government have got a free childcare scheme, and now that Karen is starting nursery next week, we want to apply for that, and they also need birth certificate details. The courts say it is a new birth certificate number, so we are going to have to wait to get that before we can start applying for stuff. Okay, so for us, the journey from the start of this to getting the parental order and the birth certificate amended, theoretically that will be with us then in a month, that journey would have taken us 4 years and 6 months, technically. That was longer than we expected when we entered into this. We thought maybe a year and a half. How naive were we? But there was nothing out there to talk us through how this worked. So hopefully this series, these 15 videos, has really helped anyone interested in having a baby via surrogacy on the exact minute details to go all the way through to the end. So now we've got to the end of that having a child via surrogacy story, there will be more sporadic videos coming up which share that theme. Points of view of other people in the process, from fertility clinic and surrogates and things like that. So please make sure you have subscribed to get notifications, because I'm not going to be as regular, need fibre for that, with my video content on the subject moving forwards. There will probably be some random stuff which you might not even be interested in, non-surrogacy related. Hey, can you imagine that? Tick off the subscribe button and you'll get notifications when there's more useful surrogacy related stuff coming your way. Are we finishing? I think we're finishing. Journey for me, 4 years, 7 months. We've got friends in the surrogacy community that their journey happened quicker. Some of them are on a sibling journey and they're doing it again, either with the same surrogate or a different surrogate. We've got friends out there who are still trying, or they're still working through processes, or they're going through getting to know you periods. Do you remember them? And we've got other people that we met through the surrogacy community that it didn't work. The science wasn't there, the stars didn't align, they are no longer on a surrogacy journey. They're still our friends, because they're still fab people. Right, I'm done. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you on another video. Like, and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. And see you later. That's the door. I really have got to go.